Welcome to another episode of EQ, or Evolution Quickies. My name is Andre Lawrence. What do you do if you live in a northern climate, you park and charge your car outside, but you get snow and ice like we have here? Well, fortunately, there's a product designed by a Quebec-based company, and it protects your charge port so you don't get all of this snow and ice stuck inside. If you want to find out the details, stick around. I'll show you in 2 seconds. As I just mentioned, if you live in a more northern climate like I do here in the province of Quebec, in the winter when you charge your car outside, the charge port getting loaded with snow and ice can pose a problem. Well, fortunately, a company called MaCapuche makes a solution for the EV6, and you may have noticed it in my last video where I showed you the car covered in ice and snow with the door handles being frozen over. Well, I had this on my charge port because I was charging that night, and it saved me a ton of trouble. Now, I'll show you how to install this very shortly, but before I get to that, you may have seen one of my first videos where I showed you the e-niro MaCapuche cover for the car, and that one was quite easy to install because the port in the front, I could just stick the port cover underneath the hood, close the hood, and it would hold it in place. Having the charge port sitting here in the back and not having anything to really put this on made this a bit of a difficult design, and it is a little more complicated to install compared to the e-niro EV and other models of EVs, but in my opinion, it's well worth the effort. Just before starting, I wanted to give full disclosure that I did receive my Kia EV6 port cover from MaCapuche for free. That's because I helped him to make the final design changes to make it fit the car perfectly. So with that being said, let's continue. First things first, let's plug in the car so that we can install this port cover. Now that I've got it plugged in, I just have to open up the charge port cover. It's quite large, as you can tell. And the main part that you have to look for is this little corner here. And that, let's see if you can see that on this camera. It's this little point here. Let me pop open the trunk and show you how it goes. The first thing to do is to rest the point of the cover on the point right here. And the next thing to do, and this is the part that I kind of don't like, you have to push the door so that it's close to the pistol. Like that. Once that's done, then you put this on top. Once the corner is on the proper place in the back of the vehicle, then you've got this really long piece of Velcro, and it's Velcro from the end right to this end over here. Now, there are two ways to officially install this. One of them is to attach a bit of Velcro to the body here, and then tack this to the body. Now, this is something that I opted to not do because I didn't want to have to stick anything onto the car. The second way is to take this extra length of this Velcro strip and then run it all the way into here. Let me show you how to install it now. Once that's done, then you just close the door and move on to the next step. Sticking Velcro on the door frame and using this around the rear headrest are the two official ways to install this, but I've used a third method that's not an official way, but works very well because of the way I park my car. My car is parked really close to the wall because my wife's car parks beside mine, which means that my rear door doesn't open very much when I want to install this. So the method that I've come up with to install this Velcro strip without really opening my door very much is quite simple. I have to start by putting the rear seat down. Once the rear seat is down, the nice thing is that the backing on the seat is Velcro friendly. That means that when I take this and stick it on the rear seat, it sticks. It's as simple as that. With the strap placed and this in position, now we close the hatch on the cover itself. With the hatch now closed on a small portion of this cover, the last step is to attach the Velcro that's at the bottom of this around the pistol charger cable. There's one last bit of Velcro that I didn't mention, and that's this right here. This little bit of Velcro is something that allows this to tighten up at this section here when you pinch it like that. So now the charge port is covered and protected. It's time to make it snow. Once you're ready to get the port cover off of your EV6, it is a little bit more involved than some of the other models that are available, and there are some steps to be done, and one of them is to open the trunk. Now, because of that, and because of this coating of ice and snow, I need to get that off before I can actually open the trunk. So let me do that now. Okay, now that that's done, I've got the majority of it off of the car, I can pop the trunk. Now the first thing I'm going to do is actually remove the strap from the side of the car. I can just yank it off because it was only tacked onto the seat with the Velcro. Once that's done, it's just a matter of popping the trunk slightly. Now that's something that I've had happen. When there's a good accumulation of ice and snow, either the weight or the ice that's on the vehicle, even though I pressed the button, the trunk won't raise completely. Now, that kind of works to our advantage because I didn't really want this to open any more than it has now. I just want to be able to remove this port cover. So with the motor being stopped by the weight or the ice automatically by the sensors that are in the trunk, I can basically pull this out gently, unvelcro the bottom first, which is the easy way of doing it. And there you have it. Once the cover is off, you can just throw that in the car. And as you'll notice, the charge port is completely free of snow and ice, which makes it super simple to remove the charge pistol. Not only is it easy to remove the charge pistol, my charge port door isn't covered with snow and ice, making it open and close very easily because it's free of obstruction, unlike my trunk lid. Now, although this isn't entirely on topic with regards to the port cover, the trunk did not open completely because of the way the ice is packed into the top of this. So I'm just going to see what happens when I press it again. Yep, it's jammed up, and it seems to be jammed up because of the ice that is right here. So let me see if I can get that off. Okay, so I've removed the ice from the top of the vehicle, and we'll see what happens. Yep, I don't want that to go up any higher and drop a bunch of ice into there. So there you have it. MaCapuche makes port covers for more than just the Kia EV6, so if you want to check out their website to see what models of vehicles they have them for, as well as the different colors that are available, because they make this in more than just gray. I chose gray because that's what I wanted, but they've got red, black, and blue, and pretty much whatever you want. So I'll have a link to their website in the description below. You can feel free to check that out and place an order with them. It is a local Quebec company. These are made right here in the province of Quebec. And he's a really nice guy, so check it out and see if you find the model that suits your vehicle. With that being said, please tell the YouTube algorithm that you like this video by clicking on that like button. When you click on like, it tells YouTube the video is worth sharing, and it helps me help other people by showing them more cool products like this. If you really like this video, then please consider clicking on that subscribe button and the notification bell, because I have absolutely no posting schedule whatsoever. It tells me that you like my content. If you already have, thank you very much. And if you could really help me reach my 15,000 subscriber goal by clicking on that subscribe button, I would really appreciate it. Now, I have some social media links, and I'll put them in the description below and show you what they look like up here on the screen. And I've also got some new EV-olution hoodies that are on the way. I'm going to actually be placing my first order for those in the week that follows this video. So if that's something that might be of interest to you, check it out on my evolution.ca website. I have a link to that in the description below as well. And as always, thanks for taking the time to watch my video. If you want to find out the details, stick around. I'll show you in 10 seconds. Fudge! 2 seconds. Welcome to another episode of Welcome to another episode of Iku. It's a new Japanese show. Welcome to another episode of EQ, or Evolution Quickies. My name is Andre Lawrence, and this is not what I wanted to say. If you leave your port charger, and why doesn't that open? Why is that not opening? the port is in the back here, and having it in the back makes it so that you can't really install something. Frickin' port doesn't open when I want it to open. Every time. I had this charge port cover on my car because I don't want ice and snow packing. Are you kidding me? Covered in ice with the door handles frozen over. Your loss of no frozen mouth. Once the snowstorm is done and you're ready to get this thing off, it's not quite when you're ready. What is that? What is the ready? There are a couple steps involved because of the way the Kia EV6 is designed. Now it is designed. When you're ready to get the port cover off of your car, there are a couple steps because I'm frozen and I can't speak. As I mentioned in the installation portion of this video, there are vehicles passing back in the background up this video. Once you're ready to get the port cover off of your car after the snowstorm, it isn't a train. Now it's a train. Take 55. Now with that being said, if you like this video, please tell the YouTube algorithm. Frozen mouth syndrome. When you click on like, it tells YouTube that it's a video worth sharing, and it helps me find more viewers to find more cool products for... frack!